Shalise Hurd here, everyone, and I would like to talk to you guys about financial goals. How did I reach them, and how did I pay off 3 credit cards without feeling deprived and without feeling like I was missing out on life? I'm going to share with you the fact that, first of all, the number one thing that I've come to understand about money throughout the courses that I've taken on wealth management and the money books that I've read, and like debt management seminars that I've gone to, and just overall financial education that I've received, one thing I've come to understand from all the information that I've taken in is that money is energy. Money loves to be attended to. Money likes to have a purpose. And what I mean by that is that when you don't pay attention to the money that you have in your account, when you don't treat it with respect, when you don't give it a purpose, then it's easy for the money to sit idle. And when money's sitting idle, then it's easy for you to lose it. It's easy for you to spend it mindlessly. It's easy for you to make choices that affect how much money you have. Like, it's easy for you to make choices that are reckless and would cause you to have to spend the money that's sitting idle in your account. When you're not mindful and when you're not giving your money a purpose, it's easier for that to happen. So I've had to come to realize that on several occasions the hard way. But here's how I paid off 3 credit cards. So first of all, what I've done was I had to get out of this mindset of depriving myself and punishing myself just because I have debt to pay off, or just because I have bills, or I'm trying to save for something. I had this bad habit of punishing myself and treating myself like I was in prison just because I had these bills or these goals. And I used to tell myself I couldn't have this or I couldn't have that, and there's no way I'm getting my hair done, and I'm not taking care of myself because I don't deserve to take care of myself. And that was just the wrong way to go about it. Because what would happen, just because I was punishing myself, the moment I got around something that I loved, like handbags, I love handbags. And the moment I would get around, the mall, I would overspend, and, I would go over budget. And then it will be harder to bounce back from that, and it will be harder for me to get back on track. It's a bit like when you're on a diet and you deprive yourself of all your favorite foods. And then next thing you know, when you get around to your favorite foods, you're overeating and you're binge eating. So it's a bit like that when you think about it. And that's how you have to treat your money goals as well. You have to learn to treat yourself. So throughout the time I was trying to pay off my credit cards, I knew that I had this balance to pay off. And so what I had to learn to do this time was I had to divide each milestone into 3 sections. So let's say I had a $1,000 credit card and I had to divide it, say, if I pay off $300, then I can treat myself to this nice Korean restaurant that I absolutely love and adore going to. And, I pay off another $300, which is $600. I pay off another $300. And, I can treat myself to a hairstyle, something different with my hair. I can treat myself to a makeup item. And I pay off the credit card in full. Finally, I can treat myself to a mini vacation domestically or somewhere affordable that's having a good deal. So that way, I had these rewards to look forward to. I had all these things to look forward to while I was paying off my debt, while I was saving up for other financial goals, because I used this same system and this same principle for my other goals as well. I use this when it comes to saving up for a trip, when it comes to saving up for my house. Anything I'm trying to do, I use the same system for it. And what it does is it helps me to have something to look forward to. It helps me to make the process fun because I'm not depriving myself. I'm actually making the process motivating, because I know at the end of the third of the goal, or at the end of me reaching half of the goal, I know that I'm that much closer to working toward what I want. Like, okay, I can think to myself, okay, I paid off a quarter of the debt, and now I can look forward to having a pocketbook, or I can look forward to going to that restaurant, or I can look forward to going on this trip. Like, it gives me something to look forward to on the way, so that I'm not depriving myself, and yet I'm still reaching my goal, and it's giving me the motivation that I need to stay on top of my goal. So that's how I did. That's how I paid those credit cards off. And actually, the whole time I was doing it, I was so busy making it fun and planning little rewards for myself that I didn't even notice the credit cards were paid off until I got the statement in the mail and it was $0. Like, it was so fun and easy. Like, it felt like it happened right before my eyes. And so I advise you guys to take that planning step with any of your financial goals, whether you're paying off your student loans, whether you're, saving up for a down payment, or whatever the case may be. I advise you to take that into consideration as a way to reach your goals. And most importantly, the biggest thing that I had to learn to do was, like I said at the beginning of this video, money loves goals. Money loves purpose. Money loves attention. With that in mind, I actually learned to actually recently open 4 different checking accounts, because what I found is that when you just have one account, it's harder to keep track of everything. It's harder to always know what's coming in and coming out, because like when you send in bill payments, banks sometimes take days to take out the payment. And so it's harder to keep track that way. So I have one checking account that I just use strictly for bills. Like the bank can just take the bills out of that account. And then I have one account that's just used for my entertainment. If I want to go out with friends, if I want to go buy a handbag, if I want to get my hair done, if I want anything fun, then that's my account. I call that my fun account. Then I've got my travel account. I call it my come up account, because this is the account where I'm going to be putting my future home down payment, my travels, and anything that I want to invest in my business. I have that account specifically for that. I call it my growth come up account, because this is where I'm saving up everything that's going to help me come up and help me grow. And then I've got the other account that I use. It's just purely for my savings, for my emergency account, whatever, if my car breaks down or if I have to go to the doctor, whatever the case may be, I have that account for money saved for that reason. And what I do is every time I get paid, I divide my paycheck into all of those 4 different sections that I just mentioned. I divide it into 4, and then each portion goes out to each account. And it's done automatically. Like I actually set it up to where it automatically sends money to each different account. So that takes the guesswork out of it. I don't even have to worry about doing it manually, because it just automatically happens. And I have no choice but to let it happen, because it's set up that way. And all 4 accounts are not that easy to get into. So it makes it easier for me to let the money sit there, and me not to be tempted to dig into it either. Because as I said before, when money doesn't have a purpose, it's so much easier for it to be idle and for it to not flow the way you want it to. And it's easier for it to be misspent, or, to just disappear out of your hands. And you don't want that. You want your money to always have a purpose and to be assigned a purpose. So these are the tips I have for you guys right now, and I hope these help you guys. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope these all helped you.